Lambusan Cemetery Curse. Written by Senja Durgantara. The year was 2010, a time etched in the annals of my memory, where the darkness of a horror short film project cast its shadow over my college days. Manila University, Philippines. With youthful bravado, we embarked on our maiden voyage into the realm of horror, heedless of the warnings that whispered on the edges of our consciousness. Armed with naught but our cameras and the flickering flame of ambition, we set out to capture terror itself. Our chosen canvas was the haunted tapestry of Cebu Island, where the specters of the past lingered in the shadows of Lambusan Cemetery. Ignorant of the rituals that should have preceded such a venture, we ventured forth into the gloom, blinded by our own audacity. As the sun began its descent towards the horizon, the air thickened with an unnameable dread. It started with a whisper, a disembodied voice that pierced the veil of normalcy, commanding us to flee. Yet in our folly, we brushed aside the warning, dismissing it as mere trickery of the mind. But the spirits of that forsaken place were not to be ignored. With a flicker and a hiss, our camera succumbed to an unseen force, its lens clouded by a spectral haze. Panic seized us as we beheld the distorted visage that danced upon the screen, a grotesque manifestation of the unknown. In the chill of that fateful night, the veil between worlds grew thin, and the phantoms of the past crept into our midst. One among us bore witness to their presence as two ethereal forms materialized in the sanctity of his home, an old crone and a child, their eyes pools of infinite darkness. Our friend said that as soon as he saw the terrible appearance, he ran helter-skelter into the room and covered his shivering body with a blanket until morning came. With each passing hour, the grip of fear tightened around our hearts, suffocating us in its icy embrace. As daylight waned, nightmares besieged our slumber, their tendrils ensnaring our minds in a web of terror. As the days wore on, our venture into the realm of horror grew increasingly fraught with peril. It was amidst the flickering lights of our makeshift sets that I first noticed the subtle shift in the demeanor of our female lead. Let's just say the woman's name is Chessa, the one tasked with embodying the spectral entity that haunted our narrative. Her movements became stilted, her gaze haunted by shadows unseen. In the midst of our production, my comrades proposed a brief excursion to suburb of San Remigio. I declined their invitation, citing the siren call of film script as my excuse. Little did I know it would be a decision that spared me from the horrors that awaited them. Upon their return, we gathered to review the fruits of their journey, a tapestry woven with the threads of their shared experiences. Yet, amidst the laughter and camaraderie, my eyes fell upon a scene that froze the blood in my veins. There, amidst the throng, stood Chessa, our once vibrant companion, now a mere shell of her former self. The video they had captured revealed a truth more chilling than any fiction we had dared to conceive. Chessa writhed and contorted, her visage twisted into a grotesque mask of malevolence. Each moment of her possession etched itself into the fabric of our collective memory, a grim testament to the darkness that had claimed her soul. Panic seized us as we grappled with the realization that our art had summoned forces beyond our comprehension. With trembling hands and hearts heavy with dread, we sought solace in the arms of the divine, seeking the counsel of a priest to exorcise the demon that had taken root within Chessa's fragile form. We watched how the priest read verses from the Bible, showed his cross, and sprinkled holy water while Chessa continued to scream and rage. Chess's strength when he was possessed was so extraordinary that I and 3 friends who were holding the woman's hands and feet were almost thrown away. And though the ritual brought temporary respite, we knew that the specter of our folly would haunt us long after the credits had rolled. In the wake of Chess's harrowing ordeal, we returned to campus in Manila. However, the terror has not ended. Nightmares stalked our slumber, their tendrils creeping ever closer to the fragile sanctuary of our minds. For me, the darkness held an even more sinister presence, a lurking specter that whispered its malevolent secrets in the dead of night. Seeking answers amidst the chaos, I turned to the wisdom of a shaman, a conduit to the realms beyond the veil of the known. The shaman asked to be shown our videotape at Lambusan Cemetery. Then he gasped, and his face became as pale as a corpse. His words echoed with a chilling clarity, a dire warning that reverberated in the recesses of my soul. Stop the movie, he intoned, or suffer greater losses yet to come. Gathered once more with my fellow filmmakers, we convened in somber deliberation, grappling with the weight of our collective misfortune. It was a decision born of necessity, a desperate bid to stem the tide of darkness that threatened to engulf us whole. Yet, even as we severed ties with our ill-fated project, the specter of our past transgressions lingered, casting its shadow upon our every move. The nights offered no respite, for the sensation of being watched persisted, a silent sentinel that haunted the fringes of my consciousness. And still, amidst the chaos, the remnants of our cursed endeavor refused to be relegated to oblivion. The footage lay dormant within the confines of my friend's laptop, a digital mausoleum housing the ghosts of our past. Attempts to edit the film were met with resistance as the device rebelled against our every command, its screen flickering to darkness as if to warn us of the horrors that lay within. Confusion reigns supreme in the wake of our collective trauma, a labyrinth of unanswered questions that threatens to consume us whole. The movie, a testament to our folly, remains shrouded in darkness, its release indefinitely postponed by the specter of our shared nightmares. And so we stand on the precipice of a darkness that knows no bounds, our souls tethered to a past that refuses to be forgotten. For those who dare to tread the path we once walked, heed this warning. The horrors that await are beyond comprehension, and the price of our folly may yet be paid in blood.